Hey, it's Morgan and May, and I'm going to show you how to reupholster a chair and how to paint a chair and have it look good. So we're starting with these chairs here. First thing you want to do is unscrew the base from the actual chair frame. And then we're going to paint it. When I paint the chair, I do a nice even layer on the base. You just do a little bit of paint at a time, make sure there's no drips. You want to do it kind of quickly to make sure that you don't end up with any like lines or runs or anything like that. It doesn't look very great for the first layer, but that's okay because as long as it's a nice even base, then when you add a second or a third layer, it will be completely solid and you won't see that anymore. So what I do is, if I'm going to be using the same color for a couple of days, you can put your paintbrush in a plastic bag. That way you don't have to keep rinsing it out every time you use it. And this keeps the brush from getting hard. I like these sample containers of paint. I get them at the hardware store. They're about $4. They have really cool colors. One of these small containers will do about 2 chairs. And then you're usually left over with a little bit of paint at the bottom, which you can use for touch-ups. So you just save those. I always have like a towel with me too, just in case I have to wipe up any spills. And so this is what the chair looks like with its first coat of paint. You don't need to paint any spots that people aren't going to see, so don't waste the paint. And once, this first layer is completely dry, then we'll do a second layer. And then that's the base of the chair. That's all done. So I just wanted to show quickly, I have 2 kinds of kitchen chairs. A lot of people will take 2 different kinds of kitchen chairs and they will paint them all the same color. I wanted to do something a little bit different. So I got this fabric to go on this chair base, or I should say this chair cushion. And the reason why it's going to work with this is because of the orange in this fabric gets picked up in this fabric. So that makes these 2 coordinating fabric. And then I picked blue because it picks up the blue in this fabric. And blue and purple are next to each other on the color wheel, so those are complementary to each other. So that's why that will kind of go, even though it's not like really matchy-matchy. So then, in order to do your cushion, you take fabric and you cut it so it's a little bit longer, a couple of inches on each side of the cushion. And some people like to take the old material off. I say you don't have to, why bother? I mean, it just adds an extra layer of cushioning. So you want to make sure the fabric is nice and tight. And then you start in the middle, add a couple of staples right in the middle, go to the other side, make sure the fabric's tight, add a couple of staples right in the middle, and you flip it over and make sure it looks like it's all nice and even. If something's not right at this point, then you can always take the staples out and do it again. So once you have both of those sides nice and even, then you go ahead and you finish the rows, making sure those are tight. And then you do the same thing on the opposite side. And then I need to add more staples. So you just put the staples in, pop them in, pop in the back. Once you have this side done, again nice and tight, but not too tight that it makes the fabric buckle. For some reason my staple gun's not working. Hold on. Let's try this again. Put that in, load in your staples. Okay, for some reason my staple gun's not working, but So once you have this side done and this side done, you want to gather the fabric at the corners. You put a staple right here, put a staple right here, and then you pull this as tight as you can and staple, 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 staple. And then when you do that, you want to make sure you don't cover up the holes, that you screw the base of the chair into the cushion. So again, I'll show you the corner again. Pull the fabric in, right at the corner, pull it tight, staple, 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 staple. And then this is what the end result looks like. You could use a hammer to bang in these staples so they're not sticking out. And that's the cushion. So I'll show you what the cushion looks like with the chair. Come over this way. So once I'm done getting a second coat on the chair, that's what the two will look like together. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.